Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to be planting this Southgate Radiance rhododendron from the Southern Living Plant Collection. Southgate is a series of rhododendrons that the Southern Living Plant Collection has that are more heat tolerant. Most of the time in the deep south, we have a problem growing these evergreen native rhododendrons, but these were selected and bred for heat tolerance. You can see the big giant flower buds on these for next spring. I planted a few of these at the old house, and I wanted to have them here as well. You know, up in the mountains in North Carolina and north and west, their rhododendrons are pretty easy to grow. Down here, as we get toward Raleigh and east and into the southeast, they really struggle in the summer heat. Again, this one is supposed to combat that, and I saw these down on the Gulf Coast at a botanical garden doing absolutely fantastic in zone 8B, which was kind of amazing. Of course, rhododendrons need some shade. This back line at this urban lot I'm on in Raleigh, North Carolina is quite shady. It gets some, the sun's going to sneak in here maybe 2 or 3 hours in the morning, and the rest of the day it's going to be in the shade. Ignore this fence, it's temporary, it's going away. New permanent fence is going about 3 feet behind this pretty soon. But I wanted to go ahead and get this in the ground. This is the first super frosty morning of the season right here at the beginning of December. And what else would you plant on a super cold, frosty morning other than an evergreen rhododendron? Rhododendrons, despite growing up in the mountains in the North Carolina where there's tons of rain and water, it's sloped up there. And they kind of don't mind being in those wet conditions when it drains well on a slope. But down here in the flat part of my state with our clay-based soils, rhododendrons really struggle with root rot. So we definitely want to mound them up. So the main thing for one of these evergreen rhododendrons is good soil drainage. And so all I'm going to do here is pull back my mulch and dig down the soil I have in the back area of this yard, because leaves have fallen on it for 100 years. It's pretty good soil. There's a lot of roots in here to cut out as I dig. I don't dig a very deep hole at all, because I actually want to ultimately mound this rhododendron up 2 or 3 inches. I'm then going to flip the container upside down, pull the plant gently out of the pot, break up the roots a little bit. Typically rhododendrons in containers are not terribly root bound, and then set it in place. Use my shovel as kind of a guide to see if I've still got it raised up, and I want it ultimately a couple inches above the original grade. I'm going to pull my soil back around it, tamp it in lightly, and then use mulch to actually cover the last inch or so of the top of the root ball. I don't want to pile any mulch up on the base of it. So there's this Southgate Radiance rhododendron in the ground. Incredible flower buds. It's one of the great things about rhododendrons is the anticipation. I mean, here we are in early December, and these won't bloom until May. That you get to see, anticipate this the whole time. Very nice foliage on these. Again, we're bred for heat tolerance, zone 6 to 9, probably even 5 to 9. These rhododendrons would be hardy in very cold areas as well. This one's going to be maintainable at 4 to 5 feet by 4 to 5 feet. Really nice compact habit, as you can see here. Again, the only considerations I'm really thinking about is the fact that we get a lot of rain in the southeast, and so if we're breeding rhododendrons for heat tolerance in the southeast, we also have to then be concerned about soil drainage, and getting root rot. And so this one's mounded up a couple inches, and that's all I'm really thinking about on it. Other than that, it goes in the ground like anything else, and I'll water it in well. And being that I'm planting it in the late fall, I pretty much won't have to water it through the winter time where I'm at, because I get pretty regular rainfall. And then next spring, because it'll be the first year in the ground, as if it gets abnormally dry in the spring and summer next year, I'll give it some additional water. I've got my drip irrigation system through here, and the entire yard has drip irrigation, but I only run it when things are dry. I don't have it on any kind of automated timer. I kind of make sure things are actually dry before I water them. But again, this is the Southgate series of rhododendrons from the Southern Living Plant Collection. They're just awesome, giving us the opportunity to grow some evergreen rhododendrons in warmer areas. Thanks for watching.